Hello children, I welcome you all to our special English hour. Here we learn lots of new things, and while learning these things, we also have fun. Are you ready for some fun? Let's get started. Children, as you all know, we always start our day with something fun and interesting. So today, I have a new tongue twister for you. Are you ready for this tongue twister? The tongue twister is snap, crackle and pop. Doesn't it sound easy? Now, let's try saying this faster. I will try to say this tongue twister faster at least 5 times. Let's see if I can get it right. Snap, crackle, pop. Snap, crackle, pop. Swap, knackle. Oops! I was not able to say it. It sounded very simple, but when I tried saying it faster, I could not. So children, try saying this tongue twister faster at least 5 times, and also try this challenge with your friends. Children, before we read today's poem, I have a few questions for you. Today, we are going to read a lullaby. Do you know what a lullaby is? Lullaby is a song that is sung to babies. This song is usually sung to put the babies to bed. And this song is sung by family members. Whenever a child cries, the parents or the family members sing a lullaby, and immediately the baby calms down and goes to sleep. I'm sure you also must have heard lullabies as a child, but it is obvious that you won't remember. The sweet and calming tone that a lullaby has a great effect on the baby. It immediately mellows the baby down and it helps them to put to sleep. Can you name some of the lullabies that you have heard? There are many lullabies, and lullabies has a history since time immemorial. There are lullabies in many languages. Even in our country, we have lullabies even in our mother tongue. Apart from that, some of the most famous English lullabies are Twinkle Twinkle, Good Night and Rockabye Baby. So now that we know what lullabies are, let's talk about today's lullaby. Children, before we read today's poems, let's learn some new words. You will see these words in the poems when we read them. So I request you to please make a note of these words in your notebooks. Creep, creep, creep. The cat tried to creep on the branch. Dawn, dawn, dawn. They attacked the city at dawn. Starling, starling, starling. The starling was singing sweetly. Treasure, treasure, treasure. The pirates were looking for a treasure of gold. Wrapped, wrapped, wrapped. She was wrapped in a shawl. So children, today we learned 5 new words. Let's revise them. Creep, dawn, starling, treasure and wrapped. I hope that you remember these words, and I hope that you have made a note of these words in your notebooks. Please open page number 81 of your textbook. The name of the lullaby is Sleep, My Treasure, and it's written by E. Nesbit. Now, I will be reading this lullaby, and I request you to point at the words as I read them. And if you don't have a textbook, listen to me carefully. Sleep, sleep, my treasure, the long day's pleasure has tired the birds, to their nests they creep. The garden still is alight with lilies, but all the daisies are fast asleep. Children, in this stanza, we see that the mother is putting her baby to sleep. The mother calls her baby a treasure. Why do you think she does that? A treasure has lots of valuable materials like gold, diamond, pearls, and other precious stones. A baby is always precious to its mother, which is why the mother here is calling her baby her treasure. She further calls the baby my day's pleasure. What does she mean by that? The mother says that even though she works very hard throughout the day, when she sees the baby, she feels very happy, which is why she calls her baby her pleasure. Now, to put the baby to sleep, the mother says that all the lilies are lit, but all the daisies are asleep. Sleep, sleep, my darling. Dawn wakes the starling. The sparrow stirs when he sees daybreak, but all the meadow is wrapped in shadow, and you must sleep till the daisies wake. In this stanza, we see that the mother is saying many things to put her baby to sleep. She tells the baby that even the starling wakes up at dawn. What is a starling? A starling is a songbird. So, the mother is saying that even the starling is sleeping now, and the starling will wake up at dawn. She also says that everyone is sleeping. The meadow is dark and everyone is sleeping, and the baby must wake up only when the daisies wake up. So children, we see that the mother sings a lullaby to the baby so that the baby falls asleep. Children, I hope you enjoyed the lullaby. Now, let me read another poem for you. The name of this poem is If I Can Stop One Heart from Breaking. And this poem is written by Emily Dickinson. If I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. If I can ease one life, the aching, or cool one pain, or help one fainting robin unto his nest again, I shall not live in vain. In this poem, we see that the poet is talking about helping people. The poet says that she feels if she is able to stop someone's heart breaking, she would consider her efforts not gone in vain. What do you think she means by that? Here, the poet is trying to say that even the smallest of efforts that we take, even if it doesn't create a huge impact, it does matter. So, if we try and help someone, even in the smallest way imaginable, the poet feels that she won't feel her efforts are going in vain. Something is coming out of it. In this poem, the poet gives various examples. She says that if she is able to stop someone's pain, and even if it is just one person, she would still feel happy about it. She says that even if she saves a robin, which is a bird, from falling off the tree and helping the robin to get back to its nest, the poet will still feel happy. So children, through this poem, what the poet is trying to say is that even the smallest effort that we take creates a huge impact. And it doesn't matter the number of people that we try to create an impact on. Even if it is just one person, our efforts don't go in vain. Children, I hope you enjoyed this poem and I hope that this taught you something new. Children, I hope you enjoyed the lullaby and the poem. Now it's time for an activity. On your screen, you will see a word. Around this word, you will see a few other words. As you can see, the main word in the center is sleep. And around sleep, we see words like bed, rest, night, and dream. So now, what do you think is happening here? Yes, all the words around the main word are associated with the main word. As I said, the main word is sleep and all the words around it are associated with sleep. So now, for today's activity, you will see a few more words in the center. What you need to do is write down the words associated with the words in the center. Children, were you able to write down the words? Let's have a look. The next word was day. And the words associated with day are sun, light, birds, and playground. The next word was garden. And the words associated with garden are flowers, trees, slide, and friends. Now, the next word. The next word is bird. And the words associated with bird are sparrow, chirping, nest, and eggs. And now the last word. The last word is meadow. And the words associated with meadow are flowers, cow, honeybee, and birds. So children, these are the words that I have written which are associated with the given word. I hope that you were also able to do this. Children, I hope you had fun in today's session. Today, we read a lullaby. We also read a very interesting poem which had a very powerful message. After that, we did some activities. Now, it's time for you to sit back and relax while I tell you a wonderful story. The name of the story is Sleepy Mr. Sloth. And this story is written by Paul Kennedy. One day, Mr. Sloth came for a visit and he started looking for a bed. And what did he say? He said that I am sleepy, and he started yawning. एक दिन स्लॉथ एक विजिट पे आए और आते ही उन्होंने कहा कि उन्हें बड़ी नींद आ रही है. Now, Mr. Sloth says that he is very good at climbing and he is also very good at swinging. But do you know what he enjoys the most? Mr. Sloth enjoys sleeping the most. Mr. Sloth कहते हैं कि उन्हें पेड़ पे चढ़ना और झूलना बहुत अच्छे से आता है, लेकिन उन्हें सबसे ज्यादा मजा सोने में आता है. Mr. Sloth sees a branch and he thinks that this is the perfect place for him to sleep. And he is asking all of us if we think the same. Mr. Sloth को एक डाली दिख जाती है. वो ये सोचते हैं कि ये जगह सोने के लिए परफेक्ट है. Mr. Sloth is about to sleep on that branch when he sees that there is a giraffe, and this giraffe is eating leaves. Now, Mr. Sloth gets scared because giraffe might think that Mr. Sloth is his food and the giraffe might eat him. Mr. Sloth जब उस डाली पे सोने ही वाले होते हैं, तब वहां पे एक जिराफ आता है. ये जिराफ वहां पे पत्ते खा रहा होता है. मिस्टर स्लॉथ जिराफ को देख के डर जाते हैं और वो ये सोचते हैं कि शायद जिराफ मुझे अपना खाना समझ के खा ना ले. So, Mr. Sloth moves to another branch and now he thinks that this is the perfect place to rest. अब जिराफ वाली डाली से मिस्टर स्लॉथ एक दूसरी डाली पे पहुंच जाते हैं और वो ये सोचते हैं कि ये जगह सोने के लिए परफेक्ट है। As Mr. Sloth is about to take his rest, he sees that there is a beehive on the branch of the tree, and he realizes that with the bees around the branch, he will not be able to sleep. जब मिस्टर स्लॉथ डाली पे आराम करने ही वाले होते हैं, तब उन्हें वहां पे मधुमक्खी का घर दिखता है। ये देख के मिस्टर स्लॉथ को ये पता चलता है कि वो वहां पे आराम नहीं कर सकते। Now, Mr. Sloth finds another branch and he tries to make himself comfortable on that branch. अब मिस्टर स्लॉथ को एक दूसरी डाली मिल जाती है और मिस्टर स्लॉथ अपने आप को उस डाली पे कंफर्टेबल कर लेते हैं। Now, Mr. Sloth realizes that that was not a branch. It was a snake. And snake got very scared. जिस डाली को मिस्टर स्लॉथ डाली समझ रहे थे, वो असल में एक सांप होता है और स्लॉथ को देख के सांप डर जाता है। So now, Mr. Sloth discovers another branch and he thinks that he should rest here. अब मिस्टर स्लॉथ एक दूसरी डाली खोज लेते हैं और वो वहां आराम करने का सोच लेते हैं। But poor Mr. Sloth sees that there is a bird squawking there, and with all that noise, he won't be able to sleep. मिस्टर स्लॉथ को ये पता चलता है कि उस डाली पे एक पंछी आवाज कर रहा होता है और उस वजह से मिस्टर स्लॉथ उस डाली पे नहीं सोते। Now, all the animals collectively tell Mr. Sloth that he should climb up. And Mr. Sloth does exactly that. And that spot was the perfect one for his bed. अब सारे जानवर मिस्टर स्लॉथ से ये कहते हैं कि वो एक और डाली ऊपर जाके चढ़ जाए, और जब मिस्टर स्लॉथ ये करते हैं तब उन्हें एकदम कंफर्टेबल स्पॉट मिल जाता है। The bird, the bee, the giraffe and the snake were very happy for Mr. Sloth. मधुमक्खी, पंछी, सांप और जिराफ सारे ही मिस्टर स्लॉथ के लिए बहुत खुश होते हैं। Children, I hope you enjoyed the story. Now, for homework, I request you to narrate a story where you help someone, and you can narrate the story to your friends and family members. On that note, I would like to take your leave. I will see you all in our next session. Until then, take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.